Hey guys, today I am doing a full in-depth review for you on the Dior Forever Foundation. The reason I wanted to review and buy this foundation is because Jaclyn Hill in her favorites video mentioned that this is an incredible foundation. It makes your skin look perfect and amazing. She's never steered me in the wrong direction, so I wanted to give it a shot and see if it worked for my skin. We both typically like really dewy foundations, and I gotta say this one's a matte, and I was not that excited to give it a go. And I have had mixed experiences with it in the past. Keep watching and I'll show you guys how this applies, and then I will do check-ins on how this wears throughout the day, and I go over all the information about this foundation going forward. So let's get going. This is the shade 015 Tender Beige. I have tried this once before. I wore it out and I found it was really difficult to work with. I'm not necessarily a fan of first impressions because a lot of the times my first impression is that I don't like the product. If we based everything off of our first impressions, we would pretty much hate everything. When I first tried L'Oreal Pro Glow, I absolutely hated it and I never wanted to try it again. I gave it a second shot and now it's my all-time favorite foundation. So I have combination skin. I'd say it's relatively normal. I get decently dry, and then throughout the day my T-zone gets a little bit oily. It's not over the top, so I would say I have relatively normal combination skin. Right now I'm pretty dry. I don't imagine I'm gonna get massively oily throughout the day. It is hot as shit here in Washington right now. Hot as shit to me is 70 degrees, so I know a lot of you guys think that's cool, but for us that is abnormally warm. So it's gonna be hot. I'm gonna probably sweat a little bit, and yeah, so we can see how this wears throughout the day. I'm gonna do check-ins throughout the day, and I will let you guys know my final thoughts. If I do not like it after I try it today, I will be returning this. It is $50, which is a lot for a foundation given that I love the L'Oreal Pro Glow. That's like 10 bucks or less. I can't remember exactly. I also really love the Revlon 25-hour foundation, which is the one with the red cap, and that one is an incredible drugstore foundation. It's $6.99. There are awesome drugstore foundations out there, and typically I tend to gear towards those a lot more because I just find that if you can get the same finish for not as much of the price, I'm all for that. But Jaclyn said this changed her life, and I love Jaclyn Hill, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I will try it with a brush and I will try it with a beauty blender. I will do the rest of my makeup the way I always do because that's how I can test this out. So let's get going. I'm gonna read the claims on this foundation first so we can see if we agree. Dior creates perfect makeup, everlasting wear. Diorskin Forever, its fluid, non-greasy texture perfectly blends with the skin for an immediate matte finish with no mask effect. Throughout the day, it provides optimal comfort and flawless wear. Day after day, the skin's texture appears refined and its surface beautifully enhanced. We shall see. I typically don't tend to lean more towards matte foundations. Neither does Jaclyn, and she said that this was really good. I'm also not one of those people that thinks that if something doesn't work for me, it's not gonna work for you. Make your own informed decision. It worked for her. Clearly, she loves it. When I tried it the last time, I literally hated it so much. Last time, I primed my face with the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir, and I am not gonna be doing that today. I normally don't do that step, and so that was sort of an anomaly in my makeup. It's something that I don't normally do. So today, I just put on moisturizer about an hour ago, and it was the Clinique Moisture Surge, and that is my everyday moisturizer, so I know how that one performs. Anyway, let's get into it. Shut up. So it does have a pump, and it is scented, so if scents bother you, this is gonna bother you. I'm gonna start off with 3 pumps. When I put it on the last time, I needed to use 11. Let's hope we can bring it down today. I'm just pumped it on the back of my hand. I always apply my foundation with a beauty blender, so I'm going to start off using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge and just see how this works. So already I'm liking this a million times more than the first time I tried it. I would imagine that the first time I used it, when I used it with the Farsali drops, that the oil was breaking down the foundation because with a beauty blender, it took me 6 pumps on one side of my face, and right now I only used about half of the 3 pumps. So I can already tell that this is giving way better coverage without that Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. It's definitely a matte foundation. The color looks a little too light for me, but it's really not. I used the Sally Hansen's Airbrush Legs all over my chest today just to get a little bit more color in the color Medium Glow. So if I didn't do that, this would match perfectly. Right now, I think this looks really nice. It looks really skin-like. It doesn't look too heavy. I always used to use my Furless Cosmetics CB2 brush, so that's the one I'm gonna try today in case you're a brush foundation user. See, I'm so glad I didn't base off of a first impression. I am so glad, because I would have told you guys, don't buy this, because the last time I used it, it did not look like this. I feel like the coverage looks about the same on both sides. I definitely prefer using a beauty blender. I just feel like I can get into the areas better. It's not so difficult to maneuver my way around. So I'm gonna finish this off with the beauty blender because I feel like it works the same on both sides. All right, makeup is finished at 1:26. I will do check-ins throughout the day for the foundation. So far right now, it looks pretty flawless. I don't know if it's $50 worth of flawless, but we'll see. I'm gonna go do my hair and stuff and get completely ready for the rest of the day. The rest of the tutorial for this will be up before this, so you guys can check out that tutorial and you guys can see how I did the rest of the makeup, the eyes, the brows, and I will see you guys at the next check-in. I'm checking in after 10 o'clock at night because I forgot that I was doing this review. I'm gonna need to talk a little bit quiet for this because my husband is trying to go to sleep in the next room. It is currently 10:56 p.m., 9 or 10 hours, and I haven't really looked much in the mirror, so let's see. I mean, it looks really good. God damn it. So as you can see, my oil started coming through a little bit, but given that this foundation is matte foundation, if it were Pro Glow, I would be so oily right now. I mean, in a good way, but in a bad way too. It's not bad, honestly, like at all. As you can see, the coverage is all still there. You can still see my bronzer and blush and highlight. My foundation would normally look a lot worse than this by this time of day, like a lot worse. So this is pretty damn good if you ask me, which really sucks. Honestly, I was hoping this was gonna be stupid and I would return it. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is I remember the first time that I put it on, it was so strange because it must have been the Farsali oil again, because I did not use that this time. It must have been that because when I was blending it before, it was blending away into nothing. And so it took me 11 pumps of foundation to just build it up to like not even this full coverage. I definitely think that this foundation is better suited for an oilier skin type because your natural oils, when they seep through, like you can see how the finish is. This is the finish I would love my foundation to be all day. When I first initially put it on, it was a little too matte for me, but honestly, without having to set this with a powder, minimal concealer, it is a $50 foundation, but God damn it if it doesn't look really good. I didn't do a lot today though. I did not go outside of my house much. I edited my video, the last video that I put up, the tutorial on this. I edited it twice because my footage all corrupted. So I was honestly just on the computer all day. Then I left and went grocery shopping like 2 hours ago. Yes, at 8 p.m. at night. I went grocery shopping. So honestly, I didn't get like a ton of wear and tear out of this foundation. I would say normal combination oily. I think for dry skin, it might cling more to the dry patches because the other day when I did put it on, my skin was a lot more dry and it clung. It looked like, it literally the other day when I put it on with the oil, it looked like the shittiest piece of shit foundation I've ever put on. It looked like light coverage, awful. I thought this Diorskin foundation was awful the first time I tried it, and now I'm like obsessed with the way that my face looks. So well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this foundation review was somewhat helpful for you. It is 1 fluid ounce, which is standard for most foundations. So, all right, subscribe if you have not yet. Also, let me guys know. Swear to Jesus. How many videos has it been? How many times have I said it? Let me guys know. Let me know if you guys like this foundation review or if you guys want to see more. It's not necessarily always what I do on my YouTube channel. It's kind of other people's niche, but you know, we all have different skin types, so it's always helpful if somebody has a similar skin type to me, or you've liked things I recommended in the past. Maybe you would like it if I do foundation reviews, because, you know, we all have different skin. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye.